us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. Happy Monday. It is Monday, and it is morning. So, happy Monday morning. Oh, not feeling too well today. No, I'm not sick. Just having some old people tummy problems. Body doesn't quite work the way that it used to when I was younger. So, I haven't got much sleep last 3 nights. So, but yeah. Oh, I don't know that I really have much to talk about before we get started. I'm trying to see if there's a story or anything that pops into my mind. But I'm wondering if the chat is working. There's people here. So I'm going to double check something here real quick. Okay. All right. We're good. We should be good. We'll keep that there. Yeah, I don't always start these off with a bang. But yeah. I really don't know it. Yeah, I don't have much to say this morning. Just even though I'm having some, we'll just call it some pains. It doesn't mean that you can't try and have a good attitude, right? And a good attitude can lead to gratitude, but having an attitude of gratitude, let's look shit up here. What does it mean to have an attitude of gratitude? See if it says it out loud for us. It is not. That's all right. We will use it here shortly for the AI overview, which is sometimes it's just like I said, it's an overview. So let's do some introductions and get started. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion, and apparently I'm listened to around the world. So thank you to my listeners across the pond, my Canuck friends, and some countries I don't even know how to pronounce. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. I haven't got to a point in this where I post, hey, check out my YouTube and check out this and check out that and stuff. I don't know if it's something that I plan on adding. But for anybody that does listen to the podcast that I don't have direct contact with, if you'd like to check out Big Book Thumping or the 12 by 12 series, I have over 100 podcasts of stories. You can find that a couple places. I need to update some things though. www.trudgingtogether.org. If you go to .com, you will not find it. I have taken that site down. It does not need to be there. It reminds me I need to cancel that through Wix. So let's get started. We're going to go straight to page 37 in As Bill Sees It this morning. I have a feeling that chat may not be working because usually somebody has said something by now. So sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens. Oh, sorry, I keep going over to check to make sure that it's running right. And I see other people post this stuff. And, you know, I have a big heart for those parents that have lost children to a fentanyl or an opiate overdose. It's hard because it's so preventable. It is like it's so preventable. So, but that's not why we're here today. But it is easy for me to get distracted, part of my ADHD. So let's get started and see if we can focus. A full and thankful heart. One exercise that I practice is to try for a full inventory of my blessings and then for the right acceptance of the many gifts that are mine, both temporal and spiritual. Man, that number keeps going. I mean, it was at 4, now it's at 1. Oh, sorry if you hear me take sharp intakes, it's because my stomach is saying, fuck you, Dion. Oh, okay. Ouch. Um, it's hard to do this stuff when you're in pain, man. So, but it's hard to be grateful when you're in pain, right? But you can do it. It's possible. It's possible. You know, there's a lot of things that are attached to grateful/gratitude. I'm gonna grab a Zofran. I will. It'll take me like 3 seconds. Well, probably longer than that, because I know people are counting. All right. Zofran is just something you put on your tongue, and it helps your widow tummy. It helps your widow tummy. Man, is chat just not working? People keep going away. Maybe they're joining and they're like, "Oh, Dion sucks." Am I not entertaining you? Here, I try to achieve a state of joyful gratitude. Now, gratitude is a feeling, right? Actually, it's more of a dividend than it is a feeling. Being grateful is a feeling. Having gratitude is a little different for me. I find that gratitude comes from a good job, comes from doing the right things, it comes from working the steps, it comes from helping other people. There's serenity and joy in the actions of gratitude. I think it's a great idea to, because I don't know about you, but I have a lot of negative thoughts when I first wake up. My mind is not something I rely on when I first wake up, because sometimes I have weird dreams, and I've gotten better at it though. Doesn't happen every single morning, but yeah, so going for that thing that we're grateful, those things that we're grateful for. So the first thing I do is talk to God. I pray. And that usually pulls me out of any of my negative thinking, because, I get to that third step and I'm asking for help. And that's a sort of gratitude too. When we're praying and trusting in God, that is gratitude in action. When we go out and we see, but I'm able to post in chat. Okay. So the chat is fucking up. I apologize. Clara Joyce, thank you for letting me know. You're probably the one that's here. That's why people probably left. They're probably like, Deanna didn't say hi. It happens. It happens. It's just something that I have to deal with, so I apologize. Um, hopefully, well, it ain't gonna fix it. It won't get fixed here. Not while we're live. I would have to go unalive. I would have to end the stream and start over. So I apologize. Yeah, it's not even showing up at YouTube. So it's just a restream thing. Oh, that's not true. Good morning, Becky. Good morning, Clara Joyce. We got hugs and stuff. Okay, I see those over there. So I'll switch back every now and again to see if there's any more. So if you're still chatting, it is showing up on the YouTube. So to me, that is worth it, even if I don't see it. Is that fair? I hope so. Um, I don't want any of my listeners to ever think that I'm ignoring them. So Sawyer, shut up. All right. I'm not feeling well, and that motherfucker needs to shut up. I'm grumpy. All right. So a good way to start your day, it could be a gratitude list, man. Maybe that's something. And so, I hear a lot of people say they write 5 things that they're grateful for every morning or every night. I don't necessarily write them down. I try and get into action. Um, I feel that if I am grateful, then I'm going to take certain actions to show my appreciation to whomever I'm grateful towards, whether that be God, my AA groups, my sponsors, sponsees, the different people in my life, my wife for sure, my kids, right? So it's a good way to start because having a good attitude certainly helps us throughout the day, does it not? Yes, it does. It helps us tackle those problems, which we might, if I have a bad attitude, I'm just going to find the bullshit in the problem instead of trying to look for the solution. That's the difference. With such a brand of gratitude is repeatedly affirmed and pondered, it can finally displace the natural tendency to congratulate myself on whatever progress I may have been enabled to make in some areas of living. Now, there is nothing wrong with congratulating yourself. Okay, I'm gonna check these. Morning, Leisure. Good to see you, man. Chat is not working over here, but I am checking chat in the YouTube. So, um, it we have to claim spiritual progress. It's okay to congratulate yourself. It is okay to pat yourself on the back. Nobody else is gonna fucking do it for you. Okay, it is called self-esteem. The thing is, you don't break your arm doing it. Just patting yourself on the back, good job, and get it over with, man. Okay, but that doesn't mean that that's where I'm gonna stay, right? We can't take gratitude to a part where we start to rest on our laurels. And resting on our laurels, a lot of people tend to think it means that we're sitting on our butt doing nothing, which in a way kind of is. But the definition of it is taking success today for yesterday's successes. That's what it means. It means I need another success. It means I need another path. I need another thing, right? Yeah. Or maybe that was it for the day. Saturday was a great fucking day. It was a great day. Ended with a bang. It did. It's been a while since I've gotten texts from people saying that's the best fucking meeting I've ever been to. I felt the same way. I felt the same way. There's nothing better. You know, there was a young lady in there and she was ready to drink and she had bought a bottle of wine and she didn't know how to pour it out. And God, doesn't that make you feel stupid when you don't even know how to pour out a bottle of wine? The fear of it. And every person in that room understood the fear. That was it. So we were able to surround her, and she did it. And I'm so fucking proud of her. You know, I hope she stayed sober another day. But that was Saturday night. And Saturday night's all right for fighting, right? Nope, not anymore. Not anymore. Then she got to call her sister with 3 years of sobriety, and I'm guessing at this, and saying, I poured that bottle down the I'm glad I called you and I went to a meeting instead. Thank you, God. That was God answering her question immediately, taking care of her immediately. That brings hope. And I'm so grateful that I get to bring hope to people's lives today. It's a big deal to me. Right? All right. I tried hard to hold fast to the truth that a full and thankful heart cannot entertain great conceits. Yeah, right. Because well, we're not thinking of ourselves, we're not thinking less of ourselves, we're thinking of ourselves less. Right. I see a lot of people running around what you should not do for what you should not use a gratitude list for. Dion, okay, let me rephrase that because it will help. If you're in self pity, if you're in self, a gratitude list will kind of help you at least kind of get out of it. But you better follow it up with some fucking action, or it's nothing. You can't be, oh, I feel better now. La da 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 da. No. The best way to get out of all of that is by helping another human being in distress. It is the number one way. And then you will have gratitude instead of being grateful. I'm not trying to put down grateful. I'm just saying that it is a tool that needs to be used at certain times, if that makes sense. For everybody joining, chat is not working. So we're getting some pretty cool pictures and stuff over here too. All right. So I tried to hold fast to the truth that a full and thankful heart cannot entertain great conceits. When brimming with gratitude, one's heartbeat must surely result in outgoing love, the finest emotion that we can ever know. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. See, what did I do? What did we just talk about? That the the best way to get out of all that is helping somebody else. And like the other night was Saturday, we'll just use it. When I was done with that, okay, I had so much gratitude and so much love left over from that day. It carried into Sunday because it is an outgoing love that tends to be the answer that gets Dion away from his problems so that they can be solved. Right. And every time I do that, I am securing a debt. I owe a debt. Yes, I do. Okay. Is that debt ever going to be over with? Yeah, I think I fulfilled my debt quite some time ago. So I still feel responsible. I still feel like I need to, love defeats all emotions, says Leisure. I would agree with that. It does. Well, I have to be the one. I can't wait for the love to come. I can create it. I can be a part of it. I can be love. Yeah. All right, let's get to the reading and the daily reflection. And then I'll probably go to the AI overview, right? My sponsor told me that I should be a grateful alcoholic and always have an attitude of gratitude. Now you can see where I got the line, right? I already knew it, but I saw that. I'm like, oh, perfect. Thank you. That gratitude was the basic ingredient of humility. Oh, yes, yes, yes. That humility was basic ingredient of anonymity. And that anonymity was the spiritual foundation of all of our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. I understand what they're saying, but I don't know that anonymity was necessarily where I was going to go with it, right? They are not incorrect. That absolutely. Um, I would, yeah. I mean, it's not. I just don't see how it's pertinent. You may see it different, which is great. And I'm like I said, and it is reminding me, okay, the principles before, because I'm stuck on anonymity, but really what they're going for, I believe, here is placing principles before personalities. Okay, every step has a principle behind it, and that's what they're talking about. All right. Sometimes I need to talk long enough to get it. I start every morning on my knees, thanking God for three things. I'm alive, I'm sober, and I'm a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. Then I try to live in an attitude of gratitude and thoroughly enjoy 24 hours of the AA way of life. A is not something I joined, it is something that I live. I just don't really feel like that fit. Let's go to the AA overview. An attitude of gratitude is a conscious practice. So a conscious practice means on purpose. It means on purpose. It means that, everybody around me might have a bad attitude, but I can go ahead and stay in my good mood because I'm not going to join in on other people's pity parties, right? So it's a conscious practice of expressing appreciation for all aspects of life, both good and bad. It involves focusing on the positive and being thankful for what you have. Now, okay, so an attitude of gratitude would also be considered having a positive attitude. Okay? But we got to be careful with that because positivity is not an answer. It's not an answer. It's more of a tool than it is any kind of answer. Okay. And there is something called toxic positivity, and it's used quite often now in recovery, and it is not a sustainable way. Okay. You're a human being with a variety of emotions, and you're not always going to have the best attitude. But just because you kind of have a bad attitude doesn't mean that you can't stop and think about it the right way. Oh, you're not being positive. I can tell you now that just being positive will not solve your problems. No, it'll put you in a better mood to help you solve your problems, but it ain't going to solve them. But there are some benefits to this. Improved mood. Feeling grateful can make you feel happier, more confident, more optimistic. Okay. I'm going to tell you that line sounded very selfish to me. It did. It sounded selfish. Listen to all that I. Feeling grateful can make you feel better, more confident. You. Okay. Um, Except the things I cannot change. Translation, other people. Other people. That's right. Thank you, Leisure. So, but you see how that kind of combines making that gratitude list. There again, I'm just saying gratitude lists have their place. And it usually should be at the end of the day, not the beginning, or both. And you're going to start to repeat yourself. And then you're going to run out. Now, what's going to happen with your band aid? See, it's always got to be followed up with something. I do, in a sense, do a gratitude list every single morning. I give it to God. I give that shit to God, man. Because if the problem with me is when I'm too elated, I kind of get a little awry. Yeah. Sometimes when I get too elated, I will start to think that I know better because that confidence builds up, right? So there's a balance in there for us. There's a balance in there. Take a deep breath, go help someone. Get out of yourself or, do something else. Either way, right? Reduce stress. Practicing gratitude can help you feel less stressed, overwhelmed, and frustrated. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and this is where a gratitude list is going to be good because in a way you're confronting your snakes, good or because notice something, good or bad. See, you'll write a gratitude list. Are you going to write, I'm grateful that God, uh, I'm grateful that my car was not working this morning. I'm grateful that I had a dead battery in my car this morning. You going to write that down? Yeah, because it should be a gratitude. Thank you, God, because I'm going to tell you something. He's stopping you from something. He's stopping you. Maybe he needs you to face a problem, take care of this problem, because in 2 weeks your kid's going to have the problem, and now you know how to solve it so they don't have to go through the same rigmarole that you did. See? Do you thank God when you get a red light? Thank you, God. He just saved you from a car accident. He just saved you from something because he needs you to do things. Yeah. It, we tend to go for those quote unquote positive things, right? But we got to, if we're going to be grateful, then we need to be grateful for everything, right? Maximum service to, and Claire Joy says, maximum service to my fellow, gratitude and pity cannot walk together. Great way to say it, Claire Joyce. Leisure said there was a day I didn't have a tire to be flat. Absolutely. Yeah. Remember when you didn't have a car? I didn't have a car most of my adult life. I ain't no, I had to take the bus, right? I didn't even need a bus schedule. I knew them. I had them memorized. That's how much I rode the bus, right? So even these bad things are good things. And that's where your attitude comes in. That is the attitude. Now, is that a positive or a negative attitude? No, it's a good attitude. Hmm. That that doesn't mean you don't get upset. It doesn't mean that you don't feel inconvenience. Feelings are valid, even though they're not facts. They are valid. Okay. But how you handle the problem is really what it's about. Are you grateful that you have problems in your life now because you can handle them? Right? Better relationships. I would agree with this absolutely too. Being grateful can help you feel more connected to the people in your life. Yeah, because you're thanking God that they're in your life. When you write a gratitude list, are you thanking God while you're doing it, or are you just becoming happy because you're writing the list? All right. How to develop gratitude. Count your blessing. Count your blessings. Make a list of things that you are grateful, thankful for, both big and small. Practice regularly. Set reminders throughout your day to be grateful. Come on. Now we're just kind of overdoing it. But this goes back to being in the moment. See, I don't, because just like the rest of my stuff, gratitude is filled in with my 10th step. Okay. I, if I get a red light, I don't wait until I get to write it down. I thank God right then and there. Why should I wait? I don't need to write it. Okay. And this is for me, it's just a different experience. Okay. I do that right then and there. I don't wait. I don't need to write it down because I can feel grateful right now. Why do I need to wait? And that's up to you. May you can speak the phone on it or something, right? So you got that list going. Clara Joyce says, "How many of my problems were self-imposed?" Oh, not hard. All of them. Besides, yeah, I know. I'm just talking generally, and it was kind of funny. Yeah, yeah. So, be kind to yourself. I'm gonna agree with this one. Accept that you might slip up, but don't give up. So I'm going to change that because accept that you might slip up indicates that you're not going to, that there's a chance you won't slip up. Yeah, you're going to. You're human. You don't have a choice. You're going to fuck up. And even then, notice how extreme I got that. You're going to fuck up. Right. All right. We'll call it a slip up. See, it doesn't sound as demeaning or intimidating as the word fuck. Right. So you messed up, you made a mistake, So what? There's even times out there on the road where maybe I cut somebody off and I didn't quite see them. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna apologize. I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to do that. And they're all flipping you off or whatever. Who cares, man? Who cares? Let them flip you off. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe a lot of things, right? God forbid you inconvenience them. When somebody does it to me, I'm no biggie. You make mistakes, man. Where it used to be, I'm gonna hunt that guy down. I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. I'm gonna do this. And yeah, no, I don't do that crap anymore. I'm not saying that every now and again I don't get upset when somebody cuts me off. What I'm saying is I don't hunt them down. Right? So be okay with the fact that you're going to make mistakes. Focus on the present. See? The only thing you have is right now. There's nothing else going on in this world right now except right now. Everything outside of what you are doing right now is a what if, right? So if you focus on the present, you will do things like you will hold space for other people, even though you might be in a hurry. I like to use you're at Starbucks or whatever. You grab your coffee, you go to put sugar cream in it because I'm a regular coffee guy. I don't like the frou-frou shit. I just don't like a lot of the taste. It's because I used to make flavored coffee when I was a kid. Okay. And by kid, I mean like 20, 21 years old. Actually, I was a little bit older than that. I was like 22. Okay. This is when flavored coffee first came out. And what we used to do is we'd roast the beans. And then I would take this syrup. Okay. And it was flavored syrup, like hazelnut. And I take the beans and I put a couple pounds of beans in, and I'd pour some syrup on it, let it mix, and you'd have to get the shovel in there and mix it up, right? I'd go home smelling like cotton candy. Well, that syrup got into my pores, and I couldn't get the smell out, and it drove me fucking nuts. So instead of dwelling on the past or waiting for the future, focus on what you have and what can be grateful for right now. So this is what I would agree. This is something I would very much agree with writing a gratitude list brings you to the now. Okay. Now, what I'm also going to say to this is go do the steps because you're still going to live in the past. You think you're doing a gratitude list. And from there, you got to go do something. You can't be grateful, get out of the mood, and then go pick your nose. It doesn't work that way. I wish it did. It'd be a lot easier. No, that's not true because I really enjoy helping people. I really like making people's days maybe a little bit better if I can. All right. Looks like some things were said here. Leisure says when people live outside the present moment, they miss recognizing the grateful moments, the things happening right now. Yeah. Claire Joyce says, yes, in the now is my happiest times. Okay. I don't know how many people here have grandkids. I have 5 grandkids. And sometimes they just want to go out back and play. Jump on the trampoline, run around the yard, And so I sit out there and I just watch them. I don't have to do anything else. That's living in the moment. That is the happy place. Okay. So your gratitude is going to do much better if you can settle your past first. And that is done through the 4th and the 5th step. Okay. Once you settle your past, then it's much easier to live in the now. It's much easier to live in the now. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. About 10 minutes to a meeting, and I think I'm going to go to that meeting because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make it to a noon meeting. I don't know. So I'm awake enough to get done what I need to get done, but man, I'm tired. So, all right. Well, I don't think everybody wants to listen to how tired Dion is. I'll just be grateful that I ain't hungover, because that would make it a lot fucking worse. Right? So see how happy I got immediately because I was grateful because I wasn't hungover. There we go. Thank you, God. There it is. There it is. That was gratitude right there. All right. I'm grateful that you're all here. What are some things Dion's currently grateful for? And this may sound kind of selfish. I'm grateful because the account on my Podbean and people are listening. It's it's gone from like 3 to 4 to 60, and I don't know how. No, those aren't huge numbers, but they're huge here. They're huge here. It just means I'm helping more people the way that God intended, and that I'm extremely grateful for. And I get a high out of it. I do. I get a big high, and then I don't crash. All right, let's look for any more comments. Um, just thank yous for being here. Absolutely. I'm always happy to be here with my friends. So, again, I apologize. Chat wasn't working, out of my control, but that's okay. I'll be responsible for it today. So, thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out and have a day.